Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name's Peter Fossano, and today is Wednesday. It's another episode of Sip It or Skip It. If you're not familiar with this episode, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel, whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf and do a quick review, let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone and replace it because I like it, or once the bottle's gone, I'm going to skip buying it and move on to something else. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we are doing today. All right, that looked like or sounded like it took a little bit longer. Dalmore 15. This was, I think, pretty close to being one of the first single malt scotches that I ended up getting when I first started my journey. Let me go ahead and pull it off the shelf and do a review. All right, so Dalmore 15. As you can tell, there's quite a bit gone on this bottle. So like always, the information for this is right here, along with my sip it or skip it tallies up to this point. I also have a document or a link in the description below if you want to see the history of all of the sip it or skip it episodes and what I've reviewed already. You can go ahead and I think you just highlight it and then it opens up into a Word document or a Google Doc. So it's pretty dark. If I'm not mistaken, I do think that Dalmore is chill filtered and there's color added. $124.99 for a 15-year-old, coming in at, what is it? 42%. I always forget where the ABV is on this. 40% ABV. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, I have to refresh my memory on this, but I think it is a sherried influenced single malt. Very malty. There is a rich raisin note that's coming through. It's very sweet. I mean, real sweet on the nose. A strawberry bubblegum is coming through on the nose. And there really is no spice at all to mention. Using the word basic, it smells like a basic sherried single malt. Not a whole lot to it other than those notes. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate, tell you what I think. Very easy sipper. It does look like it's pretty viscous. It's sticking to the glass pretty well. There's chocolate, there's tobacco, sweet tobacco. And the chocolate is more of like a powdered cocoa, not a milk chocolate, not a dark chocolate. It's just like a cocoa powder. On the palate, there is a little bit of a spice note. On the nose, no spice at all. As soon as it hits the palate, I get a little bit of a cinnamon note. Christmas spices, almost like Christmas cake. Or fruit cake. I don't know if Christmas cake and fruit cake are the same thing, but there's some dried red fruits coming through. Very malty, very sweet. And even though I mentioned the cocoa powder, the sweet tobacco, the red fruit, the cinnamon, the cooking spices, all of those all hit the palate all at the same time. They elevate just a little bit and then the flavors just fall off a cliff. It's very well rounded. There's nothing sharp in this whatsoever. And I think that is to be expected at 15 years of age. All right, now that all of the flavors have gone, I guess the flavors aren't gone because it's turning a little bit bitter on the side of my tongue. That was the first sip. Let's go get a second sip in and then let you know if this is going to be a sip or a skip. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, the sweet flavors that are there are really good. I always like a sherry matured whiskey. I like those sugar raisins, dates, plums, figs. But at 15 years of age, I would think that this would linger around a little bit more on the palate. It does. I mean, it just washes over the palate. All of the flavors hit all at once, and then they just fall off a cliff. All of the flavors are just gone. I am left with a little bit of a barrel tannin on the side of the tongue, and that chocolate note has now turned to like a sugary Tootsie Roll. I mean, if you've had Tootsie Rolls, you know that it has that little bit of it's a combination of like a chocolate note, but a cocoa note as well. Or at least that's what a Tootsie Roll comes across to me. It's like a single malt Tootsie Roll with a little bit of red fruit. All right, so is this going to be a sip or a skip? 15 years of age, 40% ABV, $124.99. This is going to be a skip. I think there are other 15-year-olds that offer more non-chill filtration, natural color, Glenallachie comes to mind. Glendronach comes to mind. So those I would definitely replace over this one. Once this bottle is gone, it's going to be gone. I'm not going to be looking to replace it. I'd be interested to hear from you what your opinion is on Dalmore, however you pronounce it. Have you had it? Do you like it? Is it something that you buy, or is it something that you skip? Also, I have an October giveaway happening at the moment, so if you're interested in supporting the channel, there are rules in the description below. Read through those if you're interested in supporting the channel. Like, subscribe, share, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And then until the next time, wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.